Hello, hello, Leo. Welcome to your November 2018 overview reading. This is going to be good for you if you're a Sun, Moon, or Rising Leo. And as I'm pulling the oracle cards for the month, go ahead and check in with your body, and if there's specific information or answers that you're looking for in this reading, I just recommend that you go through and request it. Just set the intention for yourself. And what do you want to get out of this reading today? Feel into your body a little bit. Take a few deep breaths into the diaphragm. Just get centered and present. I've got one card left, and then we'll be good to go. All right. So the first thing coming up for you, Leo, is doubt is a part of the creative process. Now, this is true across the board. Creating yourself, creating your vision for the future, any professional endeavors, relational endeavors, doubt is going to come up. It's inevitable. So when you kind of come to terms with the fact that it's a natural feeling to have, it can help you step away from the judgment. Like, doubt doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means that you're evaluating. The next thing we have coming up for you, Leo, is devotion. Royal Lily. Okay, so this is very, very, very you. Leos are very loyal and devoted. So it seems like that's a theme that's going to be coming up for you. What are you devoted to? Are you devoted to a partner? Are you devoted to yourself? Are you devoted to a career path? Where is commitment in your life? And where are you feeling a deep devotion? And maybe there's parts of you that are experiencing doubt about that devotion. And that's okay as well. It's about stepping away from the judgment piece. Remember, that's the focal point here. Now, the next card we have is laughing and crying. There is no such thing as just smooth, no ripples in your emotions. You are human. You're a human being. That means you have a full spectrum of emotional capacity. And that's what comes along with having an earth body. If we did not have earth bodies, we would not experience emotions. We would not be experiencing this duality of rainy days and sunny days. So remember that in order to experience true joy, you also have to experience the opposite. You have to experience a lack of joy. And so these are all a part of you bettering yourself. It's not something that should necessarily make you spiral. Okay, so that's the big thing here, is like you can have the full spectrum without like going deep into it or it mushrooming out of control. So it's completely okay for you to just have ebbs and flows, ups and downs, you know, certainties and uncertainties. All of those things are okay. So just give yourself permission to be a human being. And then we have magic. Invite spirit's intervention. Pay attention to synchronicity. Invoke your will and your willingness. Okay, so this is about receiving in large part, okay? And then whichever statement really stood out to you is the message for you with that card. The central energy for you, Leo, 8 of Cups. You're really looking at things differently in November. I think there's definitely this energy of like coming out of the fog and like being able to see yourself clearly, being able to see your circumstances clearly, and, you know, just kind of being able to peek your head up above the clouds and see from a bird's eye view. And it's funny, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like the cloak is a lion. And so it's very much like you're kind of protecting yourself. There is a little bit of that. And so it's just like, hold yourself, be nurturing with yourself this month, and that's going to pay off really well for you, okay? So just remember that perspective really does matter. It makes a big difference. That's true for everybody. And so it looks like you're really getting clarity is what this is reading as. Now, what's in your highest good to manifest? We have the Two of Swords. I'm going to clarify this for you because you don't want to like manifest not knowing. That's usually what the Two of Swords represents. So it's like, what's going on here? Ace of Cups. Okay, so even if you don't know how it's going to pan out, I think the thing that you can manifest is clarity, answers, alignment. The Ace of Cups is also about relationships, relationship with self, relationship with other. So focus on how you can give a little bit more to yourself, how you can feel clear about the direction that you're going, and clarity around that. Like you can actually manifest the clarity piece, space and time to give yourself nourishment, love, support, and calling in the resources and relationships that are right for you at this point in time. And that's true. All types of relationships, business partnerships, romantic relationships, friendships, the whole spectrum. There's no limit because it all contributes to your self-care. Advice for your energetic health. Three of Wands. I think you kind of want to look at the bigger picture, look at the macro instead of the micro. I think it may be one of those things like with the laughing and crying. One bad day is not one bad year. Like there's definitely a different, those two things are very different, and you might be underestimating what can happen in, say, 2 or 3 months. So look at the macro, look at the big picture, not just the instant or the moment. And that's really going to help you. So it's kind of like you're peering through the external situation and really finding yourself getting the joy out of the oncoming energies, out of the big vision. And it looks like this is also what's changing your perspective. But remember that you have to actively attempt this. You have to actively do this. And the same thing for like your energetic health is strongly dependent on your perspective. Advice for your physical health and well-being. Three of Cups. Ask friends if you need support with something. Ask friends if you need clarity or like resources for something health related. Friendships are the way to go. You might be surprised by what can come through just by like, you know, kind of bumping shoulders with your network and seeing what comes up. Poke around, ask different people. Like that's kind of what you want to do. Or if you need help with something, like if you need an accountability partner or somebody to support you in your health journey, whatever that is. Because taking care of your physical body is very, very, very important. Okay. I have a Virgo moon. I'm sorry. So it's kind of like you want to do your best around that. And it might be just tackling one thing at a time. It's not something where you want to go into overdrive and do all the things at the same time, but maybe it's eating foods that are more nourishing, or getting outside more, or even literally spending more time with friends and people that make you feel good. That can also play a huge impact on your physical health and well-being. And so just be open to support when it comes to health, and don't be afraid to ask either. What's shifting out for you in November is the 10 of Cups. I'm going to clarify this because I'm like, that's interesting. Six of Coins. So it may have been like a deeper understanding of what you need in a reciprocal relationship. Like, where's the give and take? What I'm getting is the evaluation of the Ten of Cups, right? Because the Ten of Cups is something that we strive for. It's something that it's not like a stationary thing. It's something that we can experience. And so I think that there was like some lessening around giving and taking, reciprocation, and what you're putting forward. And it just looks like you're kind of working out the bugs in reciprocation so that you can have this Ten of Cups in a way that's sustainable. Because remember, it's something that like joy, you can't just leave your baseline at like extreme joy and happiness, right? Like that's really unrealistic. So it's not something that's stagnant or stationary, but I think that there is like a deep, deep, deep understanding and lesson around how your relationships are impacting your ability to get to that high point. And then the oncoming energy is the Hermit. I'm going to clarify this one as well, because this doesn't seem like a regular, I'm going to crawl in my dark cave. That's not really how this is reading to me. So I'm going to clarify this one. Death. Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. This is what's shifting, actually. The oncoming energy is actually you kind of seeing the light and actually crawling out of your shell. It's the breaking down of the Hermit pattern, or like expose, retreat, expose, retreat, expose, retreat. There might be some cycles that you're working through. And so the same thing with like reciprocation, you might find that when you pull back really hard or when you retreat, because we all do that sometimes, that you're getting a response from the people around you that's reflecting that, and it might be confusing. And so I think there's like this deep understanding of what isn't working about this cycle and how you're shifting it for yourself and for the people that you care about as well. It's like it's all intertwined. So it's interesting, both what's shifting out and what's oncoming is kind of like ultimate clarity and perspective around kind of like how you're contributing to your experience in what you're receiving from other people. Okay, so this is good. This is like super juicy right here. So okay, anyway, let's get into the timeline. So if you are new to my channel, hello and welcome, first of all. And so the way I do timelines, first, second, third, and fourth quarter. So this is, it lasts about a week-ish. It's a little bit fluid because we are dealing with time. And so this is going to be where you start off the month of November, the Knight of Wands. And so it just looks like things are really moving forward, lots of energy at the start of November. And that's kind of why the Hermit, I was like, I don't know about that. I'm a little bit skeptical. So that's kind of where this is coming through, is like, oh, I get where I can put my energy. I understand like how I'm moving forward. It just looks like you're getting a lot of clarity around yourself. That's what's happening this month. So you start off ablaze, you know, it just seems like things are really moving quickly for you. And then second quarter, we have the Empress. Okay, so beauty, divine feminine, Venus is coming up, so you might want to check and see where your Venus is, because it looks like there are some divine feminine qualities in that you're really cultivating during the second quarter. It could be just receiving good things or kind of being more vulnerable. Like these are all muscles as well, the same way divine masculine is a muscle. And so the Empress is kind of making an appearance second quarter of November for you. So this is like definitely working through also any stuff that is coming up around mothering, or your mother, or surrogate mother, like whatever, how do I put this? There's a lot of healing happening with the feminine during the second quarter. So this looks good. It just, you might find that there's like memories popping up that you haven't thought about in a while, or friends and relatives that are really stepping in and filling that archetype in a way you haven't seen before. It just looks like there's some healing happening here. And then the third quarter, we have the star, beautiful, everything's working out. It's all starting to pan out and make sense. Things are really building behind the scenes, even though you may not see it in this moment. This has come up quite a bit for other signs. So what I like to remind you of is that I know that the star is, even though it's a great card, it can also be really frustrating because people want to know immediately, when is it going to happen? When am I going to get this thing? And the thing with the star is it's saying, nope, you have to trust and you don't get to know when. Sorry. Like it's asking you to put faith before your cognitive understanding of when, or like why something isn't happening immediately or going exactly as planned. And it's asking you to put that aside, because those are ego drives, those are ego thoughts that are coming to the forefront, and the star is saying, no, bring it back, turn towards yourself, turn towards manifestation, and just looking at what you're doing. Again, this has to do with your action, your attitude, your perspective, your insight, and what you're affirming consistently. Now, the outcome of November, the final quarter of November, this is where you leave off. We have Three of Swords. I'm not going to leave you guys with the Three of Swords, so I'm going to clarify it, because it's a release card, but this actually, I can tell you, I know that a lot of people get anxiety about the Three of Swords. I actually don't think that this is like impending doom. It's actually like the Death card, breaking down of those old things that weren't working, the patterns. And so we have the Queen of Coins showing up as well. Stability. So this is an internal process. When I'm doing these timelines, this is for you. Like, this is something you're experiencing. And so you kind of have to, things have to shift out, and you have to experience the Three of Swords so that you can actually come into a space where you have internal stability for yourself and the people around you. Again, the Queen of Coins is about consistency, stability, responsibility. And so it seems like whatever is happening here with these cycles, this is what's moving out and breaking down so that you can have that stable consistency within yourself. Again, the internal process of consistency. Okay, I'm not like, oh, you're gonna break up with your lover. Nah, it's nothing like that. Don't worry about it. It's more, this is more about your cycles than anything else. I mean, people go through breakups all the time. I'm not predicting that by any means. So let's go ahead and do a 3-card pick. Okay, and these are technically love and relationship cards, so you can totally use them for love and relationships, but the advice is going to be good no matter what. So just pick a card, any card, see what's calling to you, ask a question if you'd like. Okay, card number 1, Harmony. I know in my heart that when something is right, it feels easy and breezy, even though that sounds cheesy. With this in mind, I banish all stress, insecurity, and tedious work from my relationships. Then I invite harmonious relationships into my life, and then and let them show up on their own time. That's the Star. Easy breezy things are rarely punctual. Okay, so this is about you just working with your own cycles and your own ebbs and flows and kind of being clear about how you can allow them into your life, all forms of relationships. And then the second card, we have rest. I take a step away from my stress, and then a deep breath, and then a crankiness killing nap. When I get the rest I need, I instantly become a better version of myself, able to navigate complex relationships in a single bound. When I don't, I'm not, which means I shouldn't. But I try to, and then we can't, and it doesn't. But I did, so I wasn't. Ugh, good night. So, rest is important. It's important, it's equally as important as movement, as food, as water, as all these other necessary things that you need for yourself. And remember the value in resting. And then we have depth for card number 3. As new people show up in my life, I look for all the weird, wonderful, complex layers below their surface. I can't be surprised by someone's depth of character unless I'm willing to peel back the outer layers and go a little deeper. It's like the brand new saying goes, don't judge an onion by its haircut. Okay, so get curious with people this month. It's going to be good to lead with curiosity, both for you and the people around you. All right, Leo, thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, and all of that good stuff. Thank you for everyone who has sent me mail. I absolutely appreciate you. You guys are the greatest. And until next time, have a beautiful November. Don't forget all of the links to work with me one-on-one, get a tarot spread, whatever you're looking for is in the description box, as well as all of the decks that I've used today. So that is all. And until next time, I will see you later. Bye-bye.